it's a lovely city and a lovely place to grow up.
And following the domestic summer over here, and there's still plenty of cricket to be played, mind you, for both club and country, I hope. What are the plans?
Well, I've been selected for Ireland against Hong Kong, the two T20 international. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can put a score on the board, and then from there we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, the guys head to South Africa, and it'll be great to see them do well against two quality sides. And then I guess the goal is to get picked. There's a long tour against Afghanistan, and I think if you've got to look at getting picked on those tours. So hopefully I've shown a bit and finish the season strongly and push my name for that, because obviously we've got a bit of a rivalry with the Afghanis now, and it'd be good to get on that tour. It'd be a great experience.
That promises to be a terrific series, a 9-game series.
Yeah, it's a long tour. India's a pretty fascinating place. I've been there a couple of times, and yeah, it'd be great to get on that and hopefully win a series against them after the last drawn one.
I was just talking with Kevin O'Brien prior to lunch, and one of the many subjects we touched on was the series instalment against Afghanistan, which you were very involved in.
Yep.
You enjoy the whole experience?
Yeah, it was great. I think it's obviously played a decent level of cricket, but obviously the step up to international cricket, and just at the end of the day, you're representing your country. So it was a new experience, because it all sort of happened very quickly for me. But it's something that can never be taken away from me now. And I really enjoyed it. And hopefully, as you said, there's many more of those experiences to come. And to play with guys like Kevy, it was just it was a really enjoyable 2 weeks. Obviously, would have liked more runs, but the cricket was very good.
They'll come.
They will, hopefully.
Yep, of course they will. A partnership of 112 these two have put on. Lorcan on 45. George on 75. Make that 76. Leinster Lightning 240 for 6. Earlier on in this game, Andy McBride, the skipper of the Warriors, won the toss, and the Warriors elected to bat, and having done so, amassed a total of 302. It was safe to say it was probably the Warriors' morning. They got a couple of quick wickets this morning. John Anderson not adding to his overnight tally, but since then it's been a really good session for Ireland. For Leinster Lightning, should I say. Yeah, these two have now, as I say, put on in excess of 100 runs, batting beautifully. You hadn't faced Craig Young before?
No, I hadn't. But I think he's been pretty impressive. He's got obviously a strong action. He bowls with good pace, and Lorcan obviously doesn't think so. Another flat bat, but no, I think he looks a very good bowler. Obviously a big lad, and the kind of guys we need in the Irish setup.
I mean, one of the things about this Warriors side is the quality bowling unit that they have, with Andy McBride and Jared Barnes, Stuart Thompson, Craig Young.
Yeah, in a way, it's exactly what you want when you're playing this cricket. It's great to. And that's
an opportunity there.
Big Nick, and that's 50 for Lorcan. That's really well played. He's been impressive over the last few times I've seen him. He's a pretty chilled out sort of character, and I think he's one for the future, definitely.
Absolutely. Lorcan Tucker moving on to 51 now. The Lightning 247. My guest this afternoon is Sean Terry of YMCA, Leinster Lightning and Ireland.
Young's really bending his back here, trying to intimidate the youngster, but Lorcan's a pretty tough guy to get under his skin, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, as you say, he's blessed with a terrific temperament. Very little phases, Lorcan. I've seen a lot of Lorcan Tucker from under 11 up to where he is now, and terrific news for Lorcan. He has just been selected in the Irish T20 squad, and richly deserved it is too. Fine young cricketer. Really enjoyed actually watching the pair of you bat in Rathmines.
Yeah, that was again, we were under the pump, and
that was against the Knights.
Against the Knights, yeah, and it was good that sort of got us over the line to win the trophy. And Lorcan, to be honest, he made it a lot easier on myself. He came in and played fluently straight up, and it just sort of made my job a bit easier, knocking it around and sort of watching him from the other end. Oh, that's up in the air. I think Young's a bit fired up here, which is good to see.
Yep.
Obviously, we all get on pretty well, but it's nice to have that sort of competitive streak to the game as well.
Yep.
No, but that was amazing from Lorcan that day. Some of the striking, and he's obviously known for his innovative sort of dinks over the keeper and such. But the way he struck the ball that day was brilliant, and good to see us over the line.
Got to talk to you a little bit about your time in county cricket, Sean.
Yep.
You were over there for a couple of years?
I was there I signed with Hampshire end of 2011 and left there end of last season. So yeah, was there for a good stint.
You enjoy it?
I did, yeah. Had some really good experiences. Probably didn't play as much first team as I would have liked. No, but I had a great time, made great friends and played with some awesome cricketers. So yeah, it's no regrets there. It was a really good time.
One of the things that I like to do with my guests is pose particular cricketing questions, and my question to you, which is a question that I know many of our younger viewers will love to know: the best bowler you faced?
Best bowler?
Yep.
That's a tough one. Well, on an Irish theme, Tim Murtagh was always a challenge. He always asked a lot of questions, especially when you played him once at Lords, and he had my number in the second innings. But he's a extremely talented guy.
Fastest bowler you faced?
Fastest bowler. That's a toughie. I faced when I was younger. I'm not sure if you probably might know Heatley, but there was a West Australian called Duncan Spencer.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah. I think Viv Richards labelled him the quickest white man, and he played for my club Melville back in Perth, and they always used to stick me, the youngster, in the nets, and
so that was good fun.
It was, yeah. And he bowled proper fast.
Quality shot there from Tucker, just driven down the ground.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Another 4 to his total in complete free flow mode now.
Yeah, that's where county cricket is good. You face a lot of different bowlers, and you can get a range from guys like Mertz, who sort of just hit the seam, to an overseas pro who looks to hit you in the head and bowls good pace. And I think it's good. County has always looked to get a bit of extra pace in. So we've faced guys like McLennigan from New Zealand, was one of the quickest I faced in a one-day game. He runs in hard for the Kiwis still these days, and it was a Glenn Chappell, who played for Lancs, was always a tough guy to face. So yeah, you had a range of different people from different counties.
And the finest batsman.
Finest batsman.
Probably that you played with or on the same field as.
I think Neil Mackenzie's up there for me. He was just, firstly, a great bloke, and secondly, just. I'm not sure what his test record and one day record is, but he played a bit. But from what I saw, he was just such a great bloke to learn off. And probably more recently, James Vince he's had a bit of a tough run for England, but I've got no doubts he's going to be a great player for England. He was probably the most talented person I've played with, and hopefully he shows that for England soon.
Interesting. Sean Terry, my guest. Leinster Lightning, 256 for 6. We're in the 57th over. This is a Hanley Energy IP Championship game between Leinster Lightning and the Northwest Warriors. The Warriors batting first, scored 302 runs. And Lightning hot on their tails at this stage. Big weekend for YMCA, Sean. Got to get that in.
It is. Tomorrow night, obviously, the rivalry with Marion continues, and Law can just try to dink that one over the keeper. 2020 refix, and it'd be nice to get one over them after they sent us out of the All Ireland. But they've got some good players, but so do we. So as usual, it's going to be a cracking contest, and if we win that one, then it's going to mean a lot, obviously in terms of the table, and then we take on Railway on Sunday, which is also an important game.
Absolutely. In comes Young. Tucker on strike.
This works at the deep square.
Nicely played. It's another single to Tucker and to the total. Tucker now moving into the 60s.
The boys are scoring pretty freely here. Not sure what the Warriors have up their sleeves here, but they could probably do with a breakthrough.
Yeah. Certainly Young trying very hard. Steaming in from the castle end. Another good delivery.
Good to see Stuart Thompson back as well. It's nice,
fantastic.
Great to see him
fantastic.
Running in.
Yeah. Well, he makes a colossal difference to this Warriors side, and of course to Eglinton, where he plays his club cricket, and of course Ireland as well, and very popular cricketer is Stuart.
Yeah, definitely.
In comes Young. Nicely played by Dockrell.
He's banging the wicket hard there, which is really good to see from a guy who's played a bit for Ireland. It's good to see him really running in this game.
Yeah, I'm just going to come back to the point you raised about Stuart Thompson and how good it is to see him. He's also probably one of the finest fielders in the country.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. You only have to look at him, sort of just run around the field and he's run into bowl and everything. You can just tell he's a great athlete, and I'm over the moon to see him back.
Alan continuing.
Oh no, it's
a good catch.
Yeah,
a very good catch.
He got good contact.
Yeah,
it's only a foot off the floor probably, but it's a shame. Lorcan was playing well there, but
so that's the 7th wicket to fall. Leinster Lightning 258 for 7. The incoming batsman. Very nice to have a man of Eddie Richardson's calibre coming in at 9.
North County's finest.
Absolutely.
Here he comes.
He's been a fantastic cricketer for many years,
He
Eddie
has.
Richardson. Tucker coming back to his colleagues, getting a great round of applause. And well deserved too.
I think we're obviously very lucky to have someone like Edzer coming in at what's it now? It's
Coming in at 9.
and then
yeah.
we've got still Max Sorensen coming in at 10. So
You know, Max's average, both at club level and at interpro level, is colossal.
yeah, and I think they'll be trying to protect the windows of the clubhouse when he comes in, because he doesn't hang about.
It's a big ball, does our Maxie?
He does.
He sure does. But as you so rightly say, one of North County's very finest, Eddie Richardson.
And a great player of spin as well.
Yeah,
so,
terrific.
It'll be interesting to see how he goes about facing Alan here.
Just asking umpire Azam Ali Beg for his guard. He's got guard. He's ready. Alan just checking his field.
Good start from Ed there.
It's a beautiful ground, this, Sean Malahide,
It's
isn't
lovely.
it? It's a
There's
stunning
obviously
cricket
a reason
ground.
that it hosts the big one-day internationals, and yeah, it's a picture, especially on days like today. It's a shame, obviously, they lost the second ODI to rain. It was a real shame.
Absolutely. Pakistan, who were on our shores last week. Dockrell, as he does so often and has done so often in this innings, just rocks onto the back foot and just punches it through the covers. He's been really strong off the back foot,
Yeah.
George has.
And he pierces a pretty small gap there by the looks of it as well, so great placement as well. Moves into the 80s, which is good as well.
It certainly is. George Dockrell, 82 not out.
Oh, and again, this time straight to Andy McBride.
Going to ask you, were you born when Dad played Test cricket?
No, he played in I think it was 84 he played, so no, I wasn't. I was still a while off. But
Yeah.
I was born in 91, so
Okay.
yeah, it was.
You've done a bit of Googling or YouTubing, and
Yeah,
I'm sure you have.
watched it. Unfortunately, there wasn't much to watch in his 2 Test matches, and unfortunately, he broke his arm in the second one. But no, yeah, I've watched those innings, and he probably doesn't talk about it a lot, but it was a great achievement to play any Test match for your country, and I think it's something
Absolutely.
that Dad holds close to himself.
Yeah. Young. Possibly
See if
2
they
there.
can
Will they
go.
take 2?
Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
they will.
Misfield. Yeah, the 3 lions sit on the top of our bar back in the family home in Australia. I'm not sure if that was led by my dad. I think my mum might have chucked that out there, but
Yeah.
he's a pretty modest sort of guy.
Yeah.
But no, it's a great thing to be able to say that he represented England.
Absolutely. Well played again by Dockrell. Just classic forward defensive. You go to a cricket playing school?
I did. Aquinas College was my school in Perth. I was very lucky. The facilities and the sort of emphasis on sport was was fantastic, and overlooking the Swan River, and it's in the air through cover. Another 4. If it goes.
Yes, it does. As you so rightly say, it's another 4 for Dockrell.
Yeah, no, a lot of sporting personalities have come from my school. There was a big AFL focus actually.
So what big AFL players have come out of?
There's Nat Fyfe, who at the moment is probably the superstar of the AFL, and he was in my year at school.
Wow.
Which was quite funny because he was a...
Was he a superstar in school?
No, he wasn't, which was... banged into the wicket again by Youngie. No, he wasn't, which was the funny thing. And obviously, having spent a lot of time in England, I missed a lot of that time. I came back and and he was everywhere. So it's good to see. And we've also had Justin Langer was at my school, and
he was pretty useful.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
He was okay. It's been a really good spell, this, from Craig Young. Really enjoyed watching him.
It has. Yeah, I think I might be the first Irish international to go to Aquinas College, which is... hopefully they might make a special place on the board in the gym for that.
I would hope so. Next time you're home, you got to tell the boss man in the college. I'm sure he's already aware.
Oh, George just fends that one off.
Well played.
Yeah, it was well played. What's the forecast like for the weekend, Heatley?
We're okay, Sean. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we're grand. We're going to get certainly a dry day on Saturday, I think. Haven't looked for sort of late Friday afternoon, but Saturday, good. Yeah,
that's good.
Good.
That's good.
Alan continuing his spell.
And that was well bowled.
It's just saying, one of the encouraging things in this particular fixture, Sean, is that there are 6 under-19 cricketers.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Good for the competition.
It is. And I think it's, with the nature of these, the 3 teams, I think it's good to get as many youngsters as you can in. It's up in the air. I think that's going to
go the whole way. It does go the whole way. That's a maximum. Great applause from the crowd here. George moving through the nervous 90s. 96.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think it's important that with the Interpros we get the balance between obviously keeping the standard high and... is that going to be 100?
Will it go? Will it go? Will it go? No, it doesn't go.
4. There we go. It's 4.
It's 4, and that brings up George's century. Terrific. He receives a well-deserved round of applause. Goes up and shakes hands with Eddie Richardson. Terrific knock from George Dockrell. He'll be thrilled with that.
That's a fantastic knock from George. He took it to them pretty much straight away when the team was under a bit of pressure. And fantastic innings.
Got to say hello to Mum and Dad, Derek and Sarah. Great supporters of George and all his many cricketing achievements. One of the youngest cricketers to be capped for Ireland, I think at 17 years of age. Has been an integral part of the Irish side for close on 6-7 years now. For those of you joining us on the live broadcast, the live stream this afternoon, can I bid you a very warm welcome. It's great to have you here in Malahide Cricket Club for the Hanley Energy IP Championship game between Leinster Lightning and the Northwest Warriors. This is day 3. Unfortunately, we lost day 1 due to the inclement weather. Really good day yesterday, beautiful day and really good cricket. And today, following suit. Breeze has just picked up a little bit there, Sean. Our notes are fluttering in the breeze a little.
Looks like Andy McBrien's coming on to bowl as well, which will be good. Always a friendly rivalry between the Irish spinners.
Oh, absolutely. And so on comes McBrien. Richardson on strike. Just plays it through mid-wicket. No run. Thompson picks it up and delivers it back to his captain.
Eddie actually plays that shot really well. He sort of just gets on the back foot and uses his hands really well. And
yeah, it's one of his trademark
it is,
shots.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Particularly in club cricket, he just he manoeuvres the ball really well.
He's a worker of it. Sitting in glorious sunshine here, and over my right shoulder I see the legend that is JP. Great Malahide man, Johnny Pryor. Looks a rather large cup of coffee in his hand. It's a monstrous coffee, but JP telling me it's just a coffee. Good single, well taken. .282 for 7. We're in the 61st over. Chasing down a Warriors total of 302.
And he just took the pace off the ball there. I think it's key on this wicket just to sort of try and do whatever you can just to sort of get something out of it. There's a bit there for the spinners, and oh, that's a big. That's gone all the way.
That's a colossal maximum.
That's a great shot by Eddie Richardson there. Just bounding down the track and putting it towards the big tree over there.
Yeah. Quality shot from a quality player. Remember, you can win a signed Interpro cricket bat. To enter, simply retweet #Hanley IP win. Terms and conditions apply. And the competition closes on the 25th of August 2016. And so Ross Allen continuing his spell.
Oh,
he's bowled him.
He has. It's just
he's just
a bit of a Yorker.
It was a Yorker, yeah. It was a Yorker. I'll have to excuse my surprise. George had been batting so beautifully. So George Dockrell out for 101 runs. Terrific knock from Dockrell. The incoming batsman for the Lightning is Max Sorensen. And as Dockrell makes his way off the field of play, he receives a wonderful round of applause. Terrific innings, this. provided real impetus when it was required. George Dockrell, 101. Leinster Lightning, 289 for 8. Eddie Richardson and now Max Sorensen at the wicket. As you say, this could be
interesting.
This could be fun,
really,
Sean. Yeah, I reckon you're right.
Yeah, I think we'll have to keep our eye on the cricket, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to know we have a couple of Australian listeners, Heatley, back in my family.
I think I might know who it is. They've been regular listeners and they're terrific. They've been following the live stream and the live broadcast on a very frequent basis.
They have.
And isn't it fantastic?
It is.
It's one of the great things about live streaming, and
it's been a great innovation, and with you at the forefront, I think it's been a massive success.
Yeah, it has been terrific, and so delighted to say hello to Mr. and Mrs. T. I'm sure they're both with us, and a very good afternoon to you. Fine shot there from Sorensen.
Straight away, Maxi on the offensive,
Yep.
which is good to see.
Great shot from Sorensen. Now, he is a quality athlete.
He is. Just has to get his shirt off, and that's all you need.
That's when you move aside, Sean, I think.
Doesn't mind a beer either, so I want to hear his secrets. So.
Yeah. A great campaigner for the Hills Cricket Club, not too far from here. Wonderful cricket club, great cricket ground. Sorensen again on strike. In comes Allen. Good reply. Great experience for a young bowler, this, Sean.
It is, and it'll be a challenge for him, and that's the best way to learn. Oh, he's timed that nicely.
Yeah. Nice to see. Plenty of bodies sitting on the bank, the far side of our commentary booth here.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a bank at a cricket ground.
I
really,
couldn't agree with you more. It's one of the beautiful features about this ground, Sean.
It is.
It's tiered banks. They're lovely. And so Leinster Lightning creeping ever closer to the Warriors' total of 302, just 7 behind now. 295 for 8. Richardson on strike. Nicely played.
Bit of touch there from Eddie. That's a great shot, great option.
Potentially 3. Yeah, Max takes a 3, no problem.
Now the off spinner to Max, this could be good viewing, I reckon.
Yeah. There is the potential for movement on the bank.
Yep.
There we go. Straight away. Nicely played. And that brings up the 300 for Leinster Lightning. The sides are now level. 302 apiece. Sorensen hitting McBride over his head. Fine
Kept
shot.
The field up as well, which is interesting.
Another fine shot.
Just landed inside the boundary.
Wonderful shot, because that's a big boundary out there, Sean.
It is.
It's a colossal boundary. Sorensen racing on to 13. Eddie Richardson on 12. Leinster Lightning on 306 for 8. Andy McBride.
Oh, that's a good shot. I thought he was going to struggle there, this sort of the stand-up sweep.
Yeah. I think umpire Azam Ali Beg thought he may have. And in comes McBride again.
Great shot.
Trademark shot. That flick through mid-wicket. He generates real pace with that shot, doesn't he?
He does, and it's not as easy as it looks either, because there's obviously the risk of the inside edge and the top edge back to the bowler, and yeah, he just does it with ease. I think a couple of times we've played North County, and it's annoying for a bowler, I guess, because he just hits you off your length. Yeah, as I said, he's got great hands.
Lovely to see the aeroplanes directly in front of us, flying through a beautiful blue sky. It's not a sky we've seen that often this summer, Sean.
No, it's not. Yeah, so you definitely appreciate it when it comes. No, it's Malahide looks an absolute picture today.
Certainly does. Alan just manoeuvring his field. I think we could be in the firing line here, Sean, and if it does, it's yours, my friend.
Oh, just drags his length back a bit there. I think he's thinking the same as we are, young Alan here.
Can't blame him.
I think they
should be two. Yeah, they will. It's an easy two.
Be interesting to see if he wants to throw one up. See what happens.
Straight down the ground.
Oh, it's well fielded.
Exceptionally well fielded. Yeah, fine bit of fielding there by Williams. He batted well for the Warriors, Sean.
He did. It was a sort of similar innings to George in a way.
It was.
They were under the pump, and he came in and just played fluently, and it was pretty chanceless, apart from the one down a long off. But yeah, it was a great innings. Some of the shots through the offside were. I was pretty jealous, to be honest.
Yeah. No, he batted beautifully. Proing up in the.
Oh, that's high. And that's long. Not sure if we're getting that back.
That's about a 9 iron, I reckon, for me. Oh, here comes the third umpire, Aidan Seaver. Out he comes with a box of balls.
We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Powerhive, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. Hanley Energy, bringing you the Interprovincial Series.
And so, the third umpire has done his job. He's delivered a new ball. May not be the last time we see umpire Seaver.
No, I don't think Max is is going to muck around.
If you take it that basically went over the trees to our right, Sean, over our right shoulder, how many yards do you reckon that is?
Oh. Well, they're usually around 80, 90 in international cricket when they have the old measurement there. And I think that was right up there.
I think you're dead right, yeah.
Eddie just does the same old. Pretty effortless as well. He sort of just got it up there and let the wind do the rest of the work.
I hope those sitting on the bank are not nodding off. Nice shot, well played.
It's well fielded by Williams there.
Yeah.
Bit of touch from Max just to mix it up a bit. Richardson just knocks it down the ground for one. I think they might have found.
Umpire Seaver returning the ball that Sorensen tried to lose. In comes McBride.
Oh, that's a big one. It's over the fence.
That's a colossal shot. I mean, that's not an easy cricket shot.
No, over sort of wide, long off towards extra cover.
Absolutely.
That's a great shot. Have to get someone from their picnic to throw it back.
Yeah. Nicely played, yeah, he has, beautifully. Sorensen now calling for his helmet, removing his cap. I look over at the scoreboard. It's hard to believe he's on 31, Sean.
It is. It's happened very quickly.
It's happened in jig time.
I'm not sure who's coming on here. Might be the big fella, Barnes.
Maybe Jared Barnes. He's a good bowler, this boy.
He is. I think
he bowled well this morning.
He did. He bowled good areas, which is sort of what this wicket requires, because there's not much margin for error once you sort of stray off that. He's awkward. Obviously, tough to get forward to because of his height. So no, I
reckon he must be 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big
6'6". He is. Big tall boy. Loosening up here in front of us. And a very good afternoon to all our viewers who've joined us on the live stream. Delighted to have you with us. I'm also delighted to have Sean Terry as my guest this afternoon. He and I thoroughly enjoying the cricket that's on show.
Interesting to see how Maxi takes on the seamers now.
In comes Barnes. Leg by, signalled by the umpire, adding a further run to the total.
from that shot, it doesn't look like much is going to change.
No,
Heatley.
no, you were inquiring as to what Max will do with the seamers. I think you've got your answer. Barnes, right arm over the wicket. Big appeal there, driven back, and Barnes just getting his fingers to it, and the ball ricocheting onto the stumps. A huge appeal.
Good effort from the big lad to get down.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
That might have been interesting. I was talking to you earlier about Stuart Thompson in the field.
I was just thinking that, as you see there, the one-handed pick up and dive, it's just showing his athleticism.
Barnes, big stride on him. In he comes from the Dublin Road end.
It's 4 more for big Max Sorensen.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself out there now.
He is.
Moving on to 35. You'd have to say, Sean, it looks as though this game is heading towards a draw.
Yeah, unfortunately, obviously losing
It's hard to...
that first day makes it tough to get a result in 2 days. But I think some good cricket's being played, and obviously can't do much about the weather, unfortunately. Barnes just tucking Sorensen up there, so I think that might be a good option. So I think anything full, I think he's going to give the full face.
The old long handle. Sorensen on 35. Leinster Lightning on 335. A lot of 3s and a lot of 5s on the scoreboard. Barnes into Sorensen.
That's
Deft little touch that. Lovely shot. Running up the bank.
I think it looks like Williams might be coming on to bowl from looking at a few of the Warriors boys.
Certainly making his way in that direction, all right. It's impressive stuff when your number 10 is as capable as Max is, Sean.
It is, and I think it shows the strength of the team, really. Probably didn't put our best foot forward with the ball yesterday, but I think to bat as we have after being in a bit of trouble, it just shows the sort of depth in the lineup.
Change of bowling now from the Malahide Castle end. The hero of the day for the Warriors yesterday, Orion Williams. First time he's taken the ball. Richardson on strike.
Handy enough?
Yeah. One of the interesting things about cricket in the Northwest, Sean, there are 5 Jamaican cricketers playing in various different teams.
Oh, okay.
All of them, without exception, all learnt and played their cricket out of the St. Catherine's Club in Jamaica.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well run. I'm sure the climate up there is probably a little bit different to what they're used to.
I would have thought so. It's more factor 50 than raincoat stuff.
What a great place the Caribbean is. I've been lucky enough to go there a few times, and it's a beautiful place.
There's not many places like it. How right you are.
It's well played and well run.
You played much in the Caribbean?
I was lucky enough. Hampshire's sort of pre-season destination was always Barbados, which there was never too many complaints about. So I was lucky enough to go there 3 or 4 times, and we played some good cricket against the other counties and Barbados teams, and it's
playing the Kensington Oval?
I did. It's it's a great place to play. Always a great atmosphere.
It's a wonderful ground. I think there was a bit of timber on that, I'm afraid, from the bowler's perspective.
Have you managed to get over that way?
Yeah, I've also played. I was there in just on the one occasion, Sean, 1990. Okay. Went for 3 weeks to play some cricket in the Caribbean. Loved it.
A few rums, no doubt.
Oh, Banks, the beer of Barbados, huh?
It's not the worst drop, especially overlooking the water.
I was a very average club cricketer, Sean. Loved my cricket, but a very average cricketer. And we went to Barbados in 1990. It was our centenary year in YMCA, and we played in a cricket festival there. And every team had a pro playing for it, and the time we played in the Kensington Oval, my skipper said to me, "Heatley, I'd like you to bat up the order." Now, I was a classic number 11, so by going up the order, I thought he meant sort of maybe 9, maybe 8 if I was lucky. No, he got me to open the batting.
Up the top.
Yeah. And their pro was one Joel Garner. And to this day, I have never, ever been as petrified. I got in, but certainly got out as quick as I possibly could. That wasn't a pleasurable experience.
Surely the big bird was kind to you. Didn't get too many up there.
No, the big bird, I think, the whole thing is a haze at this stage, to tell you the truth. I think it sort of wrapped me on the pad somewhere. I just walked. There's no way I was hanging around. But beautiful place.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it, yeah. Really loved it.
It is a magnificent place.
Yeah. Nice shot. Possibly 2 and easy 2. Good shot from Richardson. Just clipping it through mid-wicket. I'd love to see a Richardson wagon wheel.
He's a bit leg side focused, isn't he?
But very talented.
Very talented. As long
absolutely.
As you get him.
Oh, exactly. How right you are. Never easy got, Sean.
And again, bread and butter for him, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. So you've been impressed with the standard of club cricket in Division 1 in Leinster?
I think with the nature of, obviously, sort of the condensed number of teams, I think that's always brings the standard up. And no, I think as I've said to you a few times, I think from what I've played in England and Ireland, I definitely think the cricket I've seen in Leinster is probably a little bit stronger, and it's a great sort of atmosphere. The games are very competitive, but it's always good to see the teams always hanging around and having a
few jars afterwards,
a beer after the game.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good culture. Obviously, with the cricket community in Leinster being quite small, it creates a competitive environment, but it also creates a pretty good social one. So it's a good setup all round.
Barnes to Richardson.
Oh,
could go for 5. Will go for 5.
That's always happy days as a batsman, that one.
You love that. Nothing nicer than looking at the scoreboard and seeing a further 5 runs to your total, and indeed to the team's total.
The great Harry Tector had a good moment this year, didn't he? Where he threw one for 7 in the Leinster Cup final.
I remember it well.
I wasn't even certain that 7 could be scored in the game. But Harry.
Well, Harry is.
If it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Harry, wasn't it?
Well, he loves his cricket, does young Harry.
He does.
Yeah. Good to see youthful cricketers coming through, Harry and Sam Murphy.
Oh. No, they're very, very talented guys.
16 and 17 years of age respectively, so 2 fine young cricketers, and great to see them sort of batting 5 and 6 in Division 1.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
terrific.
And yeah.
And not struggling.
No, not at all. Sam Murphy and Harry have definitely held their own. And you can see as the season's gone on, they've progressed.
Absolutely.
Harry in particular has played some great innings recently.
Barnes to Richardson. And that's the end of the over. 69 overs gone. 354 for 8. Replying to the Warriors' total of 302. So Mum and Dad haven't been over while you've been over here and played your cricket? Haven't been over yet?
No, they haven't. They were over in April for my sister's wedding in the UK. And then they popped over to Dublin for a little bit at the start. And then, yeah, they headed back.
Does Mum get home to Dublin often?
She has done recently. Unfortunately, her mother was unwell and passed away. So she was back a few times. But yeah, I think she always enjoys getting back and seeing the family. Oh.
Should be 2. It's an easy 2.
It's a long way to go, though, I think, so the flight gets a bit tiring after a while, but yeah.
Heavy going. So brothers and sisters, Sean?
I have one sister, an older sister, Siobhan. Another good Irish name.
Yeah. There's a few Siobhans knocking around Malahide, I can tell you that as well.
Oh, it's up in the air. She was a very good Irish dancer, actually.
Okay.
She went to the World Championships.
Oh, wow.
And
okay. Oh, I never realised that.
Yeah, she was a...
Well, that's a great skill.
It is.
Hands by the side?
Hands by the side. I unfortunately had to watch a lot of it, but...
Did you ever try it yourself?
Embarrassingly, I did.
Oh, no, Sean. You shouldn't have told me that, son.
It didn't last.
You shouldn't have told me that, because I can tell you if we win on Friday night, I know what the first call of duty is.
I very quickly got the advice to probably pack it in there.
Stick to the cricket.
My mum tells me I like the look of the big trophies when I was a youngster.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 left feet, unfortunately.
Okay. Welcome to the club. Sorensen on strike. In comes Williams.
Oh, and that's out.
Just cut to sort of backward point there. Sorensen departs, having scored a terrific 45. A quick fire 45 too. Very helpful runs for his side.
Yeah, no, it was a very entertaining knock there from Maxi Sorensen.
And so as one Irish international comes in, another Irish international makes his way out to the centre. Peter Chase, local Malahide boy through and through.
Yep, the big fella.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what he's got in store for us with the bat. Had to come in the on the hat-trick ball, unfortunately.
He did.
In the ODI.
And I have to say, He was lucky to survive the hat-trick ball. I think he knows that. It sort of cut him in half a little bit.
It did.
Mm.
It did.
Williams has bowled well.
He has,
hasn't he?
I remember we played a one-dayer against him up in the hills, and he just came on, and unfortunately, as with a lot of
he
days,
came on, the rain came down. I
did,
remember
yeah.
that day. Yeah.
Oh, bit of extra carry there.
Was a good carry. So Leinster Lightning now with a lead of 56. 358 for 9 now. Nicely played by Peter Chase.
Guess you never know. The little lead here, and funny things have happened. You know, we could come out hard and take a few wickets and put them under the pump. Not sure the maths. I'm not very good at maths, but how many overs are left in the day? But
Well, I've
16 bowled last night.
yeah, 69 overs have been bowled, and was it 17 or 16 last night? I'm not sure. I thought it was
16.
It was
last
16,
night.
was it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, 16 from 69, Sean.
There we go. So we've got 56 done today, haven't we? No, that's not right. 53 bowled today.
That's right.
104 in the day.
Yeah. Going to have to get through quickly,
Not out.
and does get through quickly. Well run.
Yeah, very well run.
Exceptionally well run.
So another 20 or 30 quick runs here, and
Yeah.
then who
You
knows?
never know. You're dead right. Jared Barnes.
Eddie looks like he's going to take a lot of the strike.
Yeah. Good to see the bank filling up with cars, Sean. It's always
great.
children up there having their lovely picnic on their mum's rug. It's lovely.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, exactly. Barnes, right arm over. Full toss, just driven down the ground. It's just the single, mind you. Eddie moves on to 34.
Here we go, the battle of the tall men.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Chaser might have him covered though.
I was trying to reckon what height Barnes is, Sean. You going to put a guess on it?
Yeah, I think you were pretty spot on before, around 6'5".
You reckon so, yeah?
Yeah, he's a big unit.
Wonder, does he play any basketball? It's a big sport up in the north of Ireland.
No,
It
no,
is,
I didn't know
and
that.
in the northwest, yeah. Nicely played by Chase, just getting up on his toes and punching it out to point. No run.
Kept that out well.
Certainly did. Good Yorker. But Chase was more than capable of digging it out, and did so very well, as my guest Sean Terry has just said.
That's the over bowled.
And that completes the 70th over. 361 for 9.
It's been sort of the nature of the game, really. Both teams have sort of ebbed and flowed a little bit, and yeah, once we were in trouble this morning, and yeah, we've done really well to get ourselves into this position. Looks like
Change of bowling.
Young back on to bowl.
Yep. Really impressed with his spell immediately after lunch. I thought he bowled with real fire in his belly.
Yeah, definitely was good to see. Good to see the big man running in hard.
In comes Young. Craig has always been fond of saying hello to the batsman. Wishing him well, no doubt.
Yeah, of course, of course. And obviously he took the big wicket of John Anderson this morning when he obviously looked very dangerous last night, and I think he might have
got him third ball of the day,
yeah.
I think, yeah. I think he also got the wicket of Kevin O'Brien.
He did. He sort of set a bit of a trap. He had 2 men out on the hook, and I think Kevy was trying to get it down, but I think it just caught a bit of the top edge and sort of floated out towards deep square, which was a big wicket for them, obviously.
Good delivery.
Yeah, a bit more of the same from Young. He's sort of running in hard and trying to bang the wicket.
He'll be very keen to knock the selector's door down.
Yeah, obviously the big I-Cup game next week against Hong Kong, and yeah, I'm sure he'll be pushing hard for selection.
Absolutely. And so in he comes.
Eddie just gives himself a bit of room, and looks like he's going to get 2.
Just sort of flat bats it.
Hoping we can obviously do the treble today. If we can avoid losing, it'll be a great achievement for the Lightning.
The double treble as well, Sean?
Yes, of course,
yeah.
after last year.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously a great effort, and the talent of the guys that aren't in the team, I think, shows that Leinster cricket's in a
really
position.
healthy. I couldn't agree with you more. And a great achievement on the part of John Anderson, the
of course
Leinster skipper. He had big boots to fill in taking the reins from the great John Mooney.
Definitely. Yeah, he's batting. He's definitely led from the front all year, and he looks like he's going from strength to strength. And it's great to see. Obviously a great bloke, and good to see him in Irish colours as well.
And so well deserved. Fine cricketer, fine captain, fine person, John Anderson. In terms of the type of wickets that you've played on over here, Sean, in comparison to the UK?
Yeah, I think you'd have to say they're pretty similar.
Pretty similar?
Obviously, depending what level, obviously a lot of when you're lucky enough to play at a test ground in England, the wickets are, particularly in one-day cricket, are beautiful to bat on. But because of the nature of the up and down system in the championship, when the teams are trying to get results, you can obviously come across some pretty spicy ones. And Eddie's hit that over extra cover. Good fielding by Stuart Thompson there.
Terrific fielding.
Yeah, and obviously in county cricket this year it's changed with the they've brought in the option for the away team to elect a bowl, and I think, I'm not sure about sort of the feedback on that. I think the wickets have become pretty flat, which I guess you don't want to see too much of. I guess you want to see a bit of a balance. So yeah, I think you just have to look at the scores in county cricket this year, and yeah, they've been pretty high.
You've played a little bit this year over?
I have, yeah. I've been over
Northamptonshire?
with Northamptonshire. They've obviously been in the press a lot over the last week, having won the T20. It's a great achievement for a small county like Northants.
They seem to have that format of the game cracked in a big way.
Yeah, I think the key is, and I think when I was in Hampshire in T20 cricket, I think if you've got the same team, you can maintain that team, and everyone knows their role. I think that's the key in 2020 cricket. I remember at Hampshire, the captain didn't really have to do a lot because at each time, everyone knew where they were fielding, everyone knew what their role was, what over they were going to bowl, and it didn't really change. So I think Northants have got a similar sort of mantra.
Tell you, a couple of big boys on that Northants side.
There is a couple of big units. Yeah, that's also been well publicised. But at the end of the day, if you get the results done, then
Absolutely. I'm going to say thank you very much indeed to Sean Terry. Thanks, Sean, for joining me this afternoon. Really enjoyed our chat. And I wish you nothing but success for the remainder of the season in Ireland. And I wish you great success over the winter months as well, wherever that may bring you. And may your cricket be good.
great. Thanks, Heatley. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Sean Terry there, Leinster, Lightning and Ireland. Another fine shot there from Eddie Richardson. It's another 4 to the total. Eddie creeping towards his 50. Now 43 not out. In comes Young. Quality shot there from Eddie Richardson. Just stepping inside it and flicking it over the keeper's head, over my head, over my colleague's head. There's a huge sigh of relief from the broadcast tent here. Just waiting for the ball to be returned. Richardson on 49. Good slower delivery there from Craig Young. In comes Young. Richardson on strike. Richardson smashing it through the covers. And that brings up his 50. A quality knock from Eddie Richardson. And with that, the Leinster Lightning side have declared. John Anderson calling his troops in. 378 for 9. That's the declaration score. 76 runs ahead. Remember, win a signed Interpro cricket bat. To enter, simply retweet #Hanley IPWin. Terms and conditions apply, and the competition closes on the 25th of August 2016.
We pride ourselves on service excellence, quality and innovation, dedicated to partnering with world-class achievers. Our energy management systems can achieve sustained energy reductions with zero impact on operations. Critical power and data center environments demand 100% uptime. We provide customized solutions using thousands of products, including Malahide, our very own server room in a box for the office environment. Hanley Energy, bringing you the interprovincial
and welcome back to Malahide Cricket Club on a gorgeous sunny day. Earlier on, in reply to the North West Warriors total of 302, Leinster Lightning scored 378. And so with a lead of 76, the Warriors start their second innings. And opening the bowling for Leinster Lightning, it'll be Eddie Richardson. David Rankin getting off the mark there with a single. David Rankin joined by Ross Allen, who's now on strike, the left-handed Allen. Plays it just back to the bowler. A really important hour's play coming up here. Lightning will be looking to take quick wickets and of course as many as possible. Very attacking field. 4 slips, gully point. Led by their skipper, John Anderson, standing at first slip. Richardson we talked about the slip cordon, one just sneaking through the slip cordon there. Richardson a little unlucky. Allen off the mark with an edge for 4. And Allen just leaving it through to the keeper, Lorcan Tucker, who batted so beautifully earlier on today. Terrific partnership with George Dockrell. And so that completes the first over of the Warriors' second innings. Trailing by 76 runs. The Warriors are now 5 without loss. And opening the bowling for Leinster Lightning from the Dublin Road end will be Tyrone Kane. Tyrone, who has a big weekend coming up, plays for Merrion Cricket Club. And in comes Kane. Big David Rankin on strike. Kane getting great encouragement from his Leinster Lightning colleagues, encouraging him all the way. Kane from the Dublin Road end, right arm over the wicket. Again, just left through to Tucker. Looking to get 3. And 3 they get. That takes Allen off strike and Rankin onto strike. Such an important hour's play this. Lightning, of course, will be looking to get as many quick wickets as possible. The lead was 76. In comes Kane. Rankin just leaving it through to the keeper. End of the over. Nine without loss, the Warriors. Eddie Richardson to continue from the Malahide Castle End now. Again, our 4 slips. Our gully, our point. It's another edge from Allen. It's just a single, bouncing just before the skipper, John Anderson. Slips have had a busy time in the first couple of overs. Rankin looking to get the screen moved. Happy with the screen. In comes Eddie Richardson. Eddie Richardson of North County. Leinster Lightning. Nicely played by Rankin, getting up on his toes and just with soft hands playing it to short mid-wicket. End of the over. Leinster Lightning now 10. I beg your pardon, Northwest Warriors now 10 without loss. In comes Tyrone Kane. Flicked through mid-wicket, but no single. Good piece of fielding by Sean Terry. Northwest Warriors 10 without loss. And I'm delighted to welcome back into the commentary box Ian McGregor. Afternoon to you, Ian.
Good afternoon, Heatley.
You're well, I hope.
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Your thoughts on today's play?
Yeah, it's I suppose to some degree both innings shared the same sort of pattern in that both sides got a bit of a start, and then there was a flurry of wickets in mid innings. And then there was a good partnership developed. I thought George and Lorcan batted very, very well, and George in particular give their Lightning innings a real impetus. And Lorcan was able to support that.
I thought there was enormous similarities between his innings and that of Williams's innings yesterday. It really sort of mapped one another, didn't it?
It did indeed. It did indeed, very much so. And again, like Oriens, I don't really remember George giving too many chances during his innings.
Kane from the Dublin Road end. Alan just getting up on his toes and pushing it to Kevin O'Brien. No single. Yeah, an important sort of 45 minutes, hour now.
Very much so. I think this type of situation is always tricky. And I think we maybe spoke about it yesterday, about how multi-day cricket ebbs and flows. And I know from early on this morning, from potentially looking at almost a follow-on situation, that one partnership then put us on the back foot. Obviously, the Lightning now probably on the front foot, and it's a matter now that the guys have got to first of all try and just make it through the tee.
I suppose an important innings this for David Rankin as well.
Yeah, with David obviously has been selected to play white ball cricket, but the multi-day format is something that obviously we feel that David has got work to do, and he's very much aware of that himself. So for his confidence going into the games against Hong Kong, obviously time in the middle will hopefully stand him in good stead.
Absolutely. Very important series that T20 is as well, up in Breedy Cricket Club. And talking about Hong Kong, we look forward to what I'm sure will be a terrific week's cricket next week in Stormont, Ireland taking on Hong Kong in the I Cup. Such an important game for Ireland, that.
It is, if we're to obviously maintain our momentum in the I Cup, and again on the back of the poor performance, shall we say, last week against Pakistan. I think it's important for the guys that that they themselves produce the goods.
Yeah, a lot at stake in that game. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, a 4-day game in Stormont. So if you're knocking around the Belfast area, make sure you make your way down to Stormont. So you're back home tonight, Ian?
Yes, straight back up the road after the game, and for the majority of the guys, probably back to work first thing tomorrow morning again. Although I would say, just from talking to the guys and some of the Lightning guys, with having lost Tuesday to the weather, it would be great opportunity if we had another day, because the game's nicely poised.
Oh, it's beautifully poised. Yeah. Yeah, it certainly has, as you so correctly say, ebbed and flowed right from the off.
And I know, obviously, the ICC official Jeff Allardyce was here at Malahide as part of the inspection, as we try to gain first class status for the competition. So certainly would hope that the cricket that he has seen has impressed him.
Nicely played by Rankin, just pushed through the mid-wicket area. Another 2 to his and to the Warriors total. Warriors now 14 without loss. Tea is at what time, Ian?
Tea, we have got another 8 overs to bowl until we take the tea period, and then after tea it's a maximum of 32 overs for the last session.
Okay, so really important couple of overs coming up for both sides. Warriors will be very anxious to go into tea as they currently stand with no wickets down. Lightning, of course, very keen to nab a couple of early wickets. You know, it's been a really good game this, Ian, and you're so right. I mean, if we had a third day, it'd be fascinating, I think.
It would. It set up beautifully. In terms of being able to manage the game. This is a format that I suppose in the initial stages of the Interpro competition that our guys struggled with, to make that transformation from one-day cricket to the multi-day format. And I would say it's probably this year that we're really starting to get to grips with it. And I think if you look at the average scores for the 3-day matches this year, it's more common now that batting sides are getting 300 plus scores.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's been, I think it's been the feature of the 3-day Interpro series this year, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that's not to say that the bowling has got any worse. I just think that some of our batsmen are starting to get the grips with the application that's required to produce a long innings.
Simi Singh on now for Leinster Lightning. Simi Singh, captain of Dublin YMCA, and a man who's played such an integral role in the success of Lightning over the last couple of years, particularly this year, with both bat and ball. Rankin on strike. Got to ask you, in the highlights for yourself this year in the Interpro series across all formats.
Obviously watching, I suppose if I start from this game and try and work back, the 2 centuries that have been made in this innings with Orion and our innings and George, who just completed a century there for the Lightning, has been very impressive. I didn't really want to say the pleasure of watching Adam Dennison score a double 100 against us at North Down, but for a young batsman to be able to have the application and the maturity at 19 years of age to produce an innings like that, I think any sort of cricket lover would have enjoyed watching that innings, regardless of which team they were supporting.
It certainly was a wonderful achievement from the young Waringstown player, former Irish under-19 player as well, of course, Adam Dennison.
I suppose just from our own guys, rather than sort of pick out individuals, I just think it's the fact that when the opportunity has presented itself to players who maybe previously wouldn't have had the opportunity to play in the competition, they have certainly put their hand up. They haven't either let themselves, their club or their province down.
Kevin O'Brien coming on to bowl now. Vastly experienced cricketer, Kevin O'Brien. So often has the ability just to make things happen. And that's what his skipper, John Anderson, will be looking for him to replicate this afternoon.
And I think it's wonderful that the likes of Kevin is playing in the interprovincial competition. It gives the players. I certainly can't comment about his own teammates, but certainly ourselves, we know that it's going to be an extra challenge when somebody of Kevin's ability is in the other team, both with bat and ball, because he can potentially change a game in a very, very quick space of time.
Yeah, and I also think, when we spoke of the good delivery, when we spoke of the 6 young guys who are under 19, to even play alongside someone of Kevin's stature is terrific for them.
Very much so. If you take Graham Kennedy on our side, for instance, I would imagine that the last time that Graham saw Kevin O'Brien probably was on the television playing international cricket, and here he is, probably less than a week later, he's actually sharing the same pitch as him. So that'll certainly be something that he can talk about for a few years to come.
Rightly so too. So you're heading back to a busy weekend of cricket?
Yes, there's. I just watch Ross Allen squeeze one past gully to the boundary for 4. Yeah, we mentioned yesterday on commentary the club scene in the northwest is still pretty much in the melting pot, with potentially 5 clubs as it stands at the minute who could potentially win the league. Now, obviously, the run-in itself will probably cancel 1 or 2 teams out because they've still got to play each other. So we've set up for a pretty exciting finish.
Brigade got a double weekend this weekend.
Just the one league game this weekend. We've got Eglinton, down at Eglinton, and as Stuart Thompson keeps reminding me that they are presently sitting top of the table.
And I'm sure he'll continue to remind you. You get many double weekends? Is it a feature of Northwest cricket?
It is, and unfortunately, I suppose the weather has just compounded that this year. Obviously, it's not ideal, but obviously because of the adverse weather, it's been pretty much a needs much scenario. So we do have one senior club who don't play cricket on a Sunday, and therefore if they have games which need rearranged, sometimes clubs are going 3 nights during the week as well, which again isn't ideal. With the majority of our guys working during the day, it can be quite difficult then logistically to get them from one part of the province across to another.
Just interested to know, in a kilometres or a miles context, what would the 2 furthest clubs in the Northwest in Division 1 be? How far apart?
The furthest one would go from Strabane in County Tyrone, and the furthest away from them probably would be Coleraine. So you're probably talking in the region of 35, 40 miles away.
Okay, yeah. In comes Simi Singh. David Rankin on strike. Just clipped to mid-wicket, where he finds George Dockrell, the centurion today. Splendid knock, 101 runs for George Dockrell. My guest Ian McGregor, and Ian so rightly said he was terribly impressed the manner in which George accumulated his runs and at the speed in which he accumulated his runs. It's actually been lovely to have seen 2 quality centuries. It's made for really good viewing.
And I think it's also testament to how far the competition has come since the inception, where scores were sort of regular, just about creeping up over the 200 mark, and centuries were sort of hard come by. But now we see batsmen, even if we look at the Leinster Lightning batting lineup, when you had George at 8, Eddie Richardson at 9 and Max Sorensen at 10, it wouldn't be a bad club top order, that, never mind an 8, 9, 10.
There are a few clubs I know anywhere on the island of Ireland that just wouldn't love 1, 2 and 3.
And that's the thing that we always stress to our guys, that even though we do get the situation that we were in, where there were a couple of quick wickets that fell, and the Leinster side were 6 down, we always know, and it has happened to us in the past, where the lower order has come in and continued to carry on and score runs and allow the Leinster side to push on and be in a position to dominate the competition, which I suppose they have done over the last number of years.
I think the potential introduction of a 4th side, Ian, is I think it's a really good thing for the competition.
I think it is. It would add a bit of freshness to the competition itself. Now, in what format or what guys that the team enters, but I think for the overall value for it, I think it is important that we do try and expand the competition.
Saw a couple of fixtures there last weekend. I don't know whether you saw them. Munster were playing a night selection.
Yes, I read some of the reports online and had a look at the scorecards from the 2 games, and obviously it's been a useful venture for both the Northern Knights, it's created an opportunity for some of their younger and fringe players to gain some experience, and obviously for the Munster Union itself, who I know are very, very keen to try and get involved in the interprovincial competition. It gives them some exposure, which I think they fully deserve. They've put in a lot of hard work. They have produced a number of good players who have contributed, and also I know that they do have produced the Leinster Lightning head coach as well. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Cork born and Cork proud is Ted Williamson, lead coach with Leinster Lightning. "19 without loss now. Simi Singh to continue his spell.
Simi's certainly giving the ball a bit of air, trying to induce David into a false shot.
Yeah. Another guy who's played a very major role on the Lightning side this year.
Very much so. Has been a bit of a thorn in our side in the earlier part of the competition. And as you quite rightly said, one of the players who has been key to the success of the Leinster Lightning this year.
Yeah, very compact and competitive cricketer, Simi Singh. Well bowled.
I think this type of scenario that we have, where we've had a short period of play prior to a break. This is the type of cricket that our players need exposure to. For I suppose for